You know, I still don't know if like when you start it, if they shave off a couple seconds or not, but this is a really good test for it, just to see like when the sentence started, you know?
Yeah. Usually, I think YouTube is on par with it most of the time. Like
I don't
on.
know. I don't know, man. Come on. It's
Mhm,
YouTube, new platform. I'm crazy.
mhm.
Anyways, welcome to the Outlaws Podcast. I really hope you guys do enjoy. It really does mean a lot that you are here. We got a lot of controversial topics to talk about today. Uh, Considering France, China, Russia, things that, you know, we got to watch our language around very carefully and closely. But ultimately, we want to give you not only accurate news, because we're not a news organization, but we're also here to entertain. And unfortunately, I am not getting drunk. I am drinking a various assortment of teas.
Mhm.
So, how would you like to start this off? With France?
Let's go with France. I don't know so much about any of these topics, but I am willing to listen to see how it goes.
Well, you're gonna learn. Bonjour. Anyways,
Yeah.
um, so in France, their entire country is on fire.
God
Yeah,
damn.
they're rioting in the streets. I think 1,200 people have been arrested so far. Uh, I don't know how many people have been killed, but they are
Ooh.
completely rioting, burning down businesses, all these things. Someone burnt down the Olympic pool.
How? Wait,
I
no, never
don't
mind.
know, but they burnt it down,
It's like I'm thinking how, but then I know.
right?
But yeah, yeah, it's like,
There's something else that's even more impressive, though. There
huh.
have been multiple cases of people with fully automatic weapons, and not just like your small arms, like,
Mm,
the M4 or, any of the
mhm.
ARs or AKs. We're talking PKPs,
Damn.
50 BMG machine or 50 cal machine guns. Like, yeah, it's insane. Here's where it's even more insane.
Mm.
The zoos have released all of the animals.
Okay, now that sucks.
There are lions and tigers running down the streets.
Bruh, I will shard myself like if
Yes.
I were to like see a fucking lion right in front of my face.
Yeah. And the reason why they released them is because of one thing in particular.
Mm.
Employees have to have safety too. Yeah, so let's release a bunch of lethal animals into the general public of a country that doesn't really have guns, and the guns that are there are illegal.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Ah,
Okay. That
you
seems
gotta
safe.
you gotta like the radical activist, you know? I'm just kidding, man. Not really. It's kind of hypocritical when you think about it. Releasing the animals when you say like, "Oh, we need safety too." I'm like, bruh, I get you. You're trying to get your point across, but opening animals and causing a safety hazard to the people is way worse than your safety.
Yes, but at the same time, like, what are they going to eat?
That's why, dude,
Like,
Mother Nature ain't nice. Imagine the animals looking to eat people.
yeah, and I mean, like, these are like predators, lions and tigers and bears. Oh my,
Yeah.
you
You
know.
don't want to mess with those three categories. Yeah, like honestly,
Yeah.
including
Well,
snakes.
I don't know if they release bears, but it was just a joke. But uh, for real, like, what are they going to like? They can't like. Okay, where's the lion? It's under the Brooklyn Bridge.
Oh yeah.
Like it ain't no. They just release a fuckload of animals, and then they're like, "Hey, eat the rioters." Yeah, everything will be fine. Don't worry about a thing.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Or on your
And in,
protest leaders.
yeah, that's the one thing I know there's a controversy when it comes to animals being released, but honestly, this one was not one of them that was valid.
Yeah, but you want to know why all of this started?
Hmm.
I think he was 17 or 19. I forget his age. He was driving a car, a yellow car.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, you know how like the driver seats are switched in the foreign cars, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so picture you're in the driver's seat and the other seat, and
Mm-hmm.
you got two officers at your window. One's aiming a gun at you, and you're freaking the fuck out. What are you gonna do?
Well, depending on the person, try to protect yourself, but then there's other people who's just can't do anything about it.
You don't have a gun, you don't have a knife, it's all illegal. But here's the thing: one of the officers says you're gonna die.
Yeah, that's messed up.
Yeah. So this kid, the teenager, who
Mm-hmm.
was in the car, he didn't even break any of the laws or anything. He didn't do anything wrong, and there's footage of it. But uh, kids pulled over, and the cop is like leaned over their car, looking through the front windshield, aiming a handgun directly on him, and
Mm-hmm.
is yelling at him, "You're gonna die." The kid tried to drive away, and the cop executed him.
Damn.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. We can't show you because yeah,
Yeah,
bad
that's
things.
due to violence.
Yeah, very bad things. But all this being said and done, that's
Mm-hmm.
why their entire nation is on fire right now, including the Olympic pool. And there's also lions and tigers in the streets.
Yeah, I could understand other stuff being chaotic, but yeah, the animals, yeah, that doesn't make sense in itself.
Yeah,
Uh, it's like I get you. Chaos is something that needs to get your word like upon for for certain corruptions, but some of these are just not worth doing that.
yeah,
Because honestly, if you really do want to get your word across, I think you should be going aiming towards the people that were like responsible for it, or at least the facility of it.
yeah,
I think not the whole world. Like literally, like hey, let's destroy everything that people like and people have tried to do and see how that goes. I'm like, dude, you're kind of like doing like the quote unquote that people say, fuck around and find out type
yeah.
of category.
And see, this is where things get a little bit more interesting. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
have you ever noticed before, like any massive war,
Mm-hmm.
the presidents of both of those nations meet up and like shake hands and things? Yeah.
Yep.
Well, the French president met with the Chinese president,
Mm-hmm.
and then a month later, this happens.
No, yeah.
Yeah. And then
When it comes,
that
hmm?
said, the French president, he's also involved in these riots, saying, it's the parents' fault. The parents are supposed to keep their kids inside. More than half of the people we arrested are young and very young. And I hear him say that, and I'm like, what, you arrested 5-year-olds? What the fuck?
Yeah.
You know, like, and they're very young. 5 years old? What the fuck?
It's messed up. The place, France is not very well coordinated as far as we know through history. When you think about it, there has been many riots with them,
Yep.
and I'm not surprised that this is happening. It's like there's so much corruption in its own that it's the word like morality is kind of thrown off the roof at that point.
But not only that, I mean, like, think about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, the entire nation is founded upon bodies. Literally, it's built on the bodies. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't even know how deep the catacombs go.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the scary part. Imagine like there's a giant, cavern below all of it, and it's just like billions of bodies.
No, yeah.
You know, it's insane.
It's
But
it,
like there's so many things like just like entirely fucked up with this because like the entire housing market is like completely collapsing. The president, they passed this new bill making it so that all houses have to be like eco-friendly and shit.
mm-hmm.
And with this being said and done, that eco-friendliness made it so that renters cannot rent to new renters.
Mm,
So like Airbnbs can't do it. But like if
mm,
you're let's say you lived in France, 50 years, and you have like this apartment built onto the side of your house, and you like rent it out, just like, oh, you're gonna live here, rent. Tenant
Hmm.
moves out, eco bill comes into place, and you can't update the facility to meet the eco recommendations. You can't have a renter.
So it kind of like a self-contradicting in its own way. Like you can't update shit.
Yep,
And even though it's supposed to meet the requirements of, safety.
yep. Like all of it's just gone to fuck. But
Yeah.
it gets even fucking worse than that.
Mm,
Because of all these housing crisis and all that stuff that's going on within it, foreign investors are able to buy up these properties for pennies on the dollar. And here's the reason why.
mm.
Did anyone remember about the recession France went through?
I can't remember specifically on them, to be honest.
Well, it was recent. And the thing about
Mm,
it is that they still haven't recovered. So the entire population of France is within poverty. They are
mm.
broker than us.
Damn.
Yes. So like Thomas, me and you, picture our
Mm-hmm.
life, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now picture it with 1/3 less of the money
Oh yeah.
for a total house income. That's what's going through with France. Everything is still the same price,
Mm-hmm.
but you have 1/3 of the house income.
Mm. Yeah. It
Crazy.
makes sense. Mm-hmm. Oh, over here is just very conflicting too.
Yeah, naturally. But you see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, you know, your rent, let's say it's fucking $1,000 a month, right? And then a bag of
Mm,
tortillas is $20, and then you're only making $500. Uh, let's say for a week and a half,
mm-hmm.
you can't get tortillas.
Nope. You can't even get food to survive.
See what I'm saying? Like it's really bad over there in France. It's even worse now because like this summer was supposed to be like the comeback for France, okay? It was supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of the reason why I was learning French, okay? Like I had a lot of little miss things. Anyways, the thing about it was is that France was supposed to make a comeback because of the recession that happened years before or a year before, whatever. I forget
Mm-hmm.
what decade it is. Anyways, what was supposed to happen is that this summer there was supposed to be a fuckload of tourism in France,
Mm-hmm.
and that tourism would bring in more revenue into France because, hey, I'm a celebrity. I have millions of dollars. I want to go to France and buy a singular baguette, Mr. Beast.
Yep.
But you see what I'm saying? Like, it was supposed to, like, be the fucking summer for France to make a comeback. And then it's just like, hey, riot in the streets.
Yeah. It's kind of weird how, like, if you mess up one thing, then your comeback just goes down the drain. That's for sure.
Yeah. And then we got a
It's
50% chance of like nuclear fucking annihilation as well.
Oh yeah, for us, we've been going through like those chances very up and down, bruh.
No, 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 no. It's actually like scheduled. It's even worse. Like NATO has released these jets that
Mm-hmm.
detect nuclear weapons being deployed,
Mm-hmm.
and they were flying now. Like they were just like released. They released like this map, and the map shows where all of the like nuclear iodine stuff is, and it also shows what the nuclear radiation level is everywhere, including France.
Mm-hmm.
But France is burning down. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Okay. So all that being said and done, fucking France, they don't want to like be in the conflict. They can't even afford to be in the conflict. But
Mm-hmm.
they are fighting NATO and they are a part of NATO.
Yeah, that's a little self-contradicting to itself.
But take a guess on who they're backing.
Hmm.
China.
Of course.
And that's the weird thing with this, right? Like, Xi Jinping and the French president, who I forget his name because I really don't care, uh, they met together in China, shook hands, and he had like a month vacation in China.
Mm-hmm.
They also rolled out the red carpet for him. Well, I got to take that back. They rolled out the carpet. Every carpet's red. They're communists.
Of course. I
But
was gonna say, I was gonna say, I think it's a common thing now when you think about it.
yeah, but like we're 15 minutes in and we primarily talked about France.
Mm,
Like that's how much news is there.
of course, France is
Yeah.
probably like already all over the place. To be honest, at this point, they're kind of desperate.
Yeah, like imagine the city you're in and you're just like, "Oh, it's a beautiful day." And go to bed, wake up, everything's on fire, lions and tigers running on a street and you're like, "Oh, I I'm going to stay home." And then you get a phone call, "Hey, you got to show up to college." Fuck.
Yeah, I can imagine like me just driving while bullets are just flying like no tomorrow. Because over here we have people that have guns. Guns. Imagine bullets just flying left to right, back and forth. Little Timmy running, all going crazy and shooting someone. Hopefully he doesn't, but you know, it is that bad. So I imagine going to college that way.
Where do you think little Timmy got the gun from? No, I'm joking. Anyways, uh, but
Jokes, all jokes, everyone.
all jokes. I'm keeping my guns. Fuck you. You're mine.
Uh,
My precious. Anyways, all this being said and done, right? Like, it is completely and utterly insane, including with like the Wagner group.
oh yeah.
Uh, they're in Bakhmut, they're in Africa, and apparently, and this isn't even being talked about too.
Mm,
And this is like where like things like I see it and I'm like, huh, there might be a bigger picture here, but we won't know until like the future.
mm-hmm.
Wagner's all over Europe.
Damn.
That's the thing. Like
Mm,
they're all over Europe, but they're not like militarized in those nations. They're recruiting.
mm,
Like, do you know how stupid that is?
mm-hmm.
Like, okay, the French people they're going through a civil fucking war, and the population hates France. They're probably gonna hate NATO too. Yeah, yeah. Okay,
Yep.
let's go there and recruit some of the civilians.
Yeah, they're not gonna get much traction. That's.
No, actually, they gained a significant amount of traction
Oh, I'm surprised.
because here's the weird thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even in America's eyes, we are the bad guys and Ukraine is the good guys, but Russia's the more evil people.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, come on, think about it. We here to ply, not plies, please of Ukraine. They're like
Mm-hmm.
asking for troops, F-15s, M1 Abrams, rocket
Mm-hmm.
launchers, assault rifles, thermal blankets, thermal imaging, grenades, ammo, hookers, whatever. The thing about it is that we give them like one third of the things they ask for. So they ask for a ridiculous number, so then we give them more than what we would have gave them if they asked.
Mm-hmm.
We are seen as the bad guys, but Russia's seen as the worst guys.
Uh.
Yeah, I mean, like they asked for two F-15s.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Yeah. I.
going to reply what the United States said.
Mm.
Fuck you. No, I'm joking.
Well,
They
technically, the United States is like that.
Yeah, but they said we can't send you that because of logistical problems. As we sent them 180 M1 Abrams, we can't
Mm-hmm.
give them two planes.
Damn.
Yeah, Zelensky. He called bullshit on that. Yeah,
We have the finances for every militarized stuff. It's like it's insane that you just can't give two when you think about it.
but no, we could.
Yeah, we could.
The reason why we didn't is because we didn't want the technology to become in the hands of the wrong people. Because, like, think about it like this, right? Let's say
Mm-hmm.
Ukraine wins the war.
Mm-hmm.
Ukraine isn't going to give the supplies back, right?
More than likely, no.
So, what if Ukraine became the next Russia?
Ah, so they're just trying to prevent that from happening.
But at the same time, what if the planes landed in the Russians' hands?
Mm-hmm.
They can reverse technology. Same with the Ukraine if they became the next Russia. These are all scenarios that people are going through right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's why NATO's like, hey, join us in NATO and we'll back you more. We'll give you security guarantees.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck is that shit? Like, think about that, right?
Mm-hmm.
If NATO recruits Ukraine and says we'll give you security guarantees, we're going to war.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like Russia just bombed a cafe. You think they're against bombing or accidentally bombing NATO?
Yeah. I always, whenever I hear like, oh, we accidentally, I'm like, no, you didn't. You had intentions for it.
Yeah.
Is like the accidental part is always something so funny when you hear it from their words. You know, guaranteed they didn't. They did mean it.
We didn't mean to launch the nuke. We were just doing a test fire.
I was like, oh, sure, right close around the area that you could have put somewhere else.
One of the guys accidentally spilled coffee and was wiping down the buns.
Oh, I can imagine the excuses they tried to make.
And I'd carbon date that coffee if it was spilled, you know? Like, I'm sorry, but like that's the thing about it, you know? Like it is just like really, really fucked. And like, NATO has already started mass recruitment.
Mm-hmm.
They have initialized the draft. Like things are going quite fast, quite rapidly.
Quite conflicting, to be honest, because the fact that all places just don't trust each other, and even if you were to give the most important thing, you don't even know if you can trust to give that important thing either.
Yeah. And I mean, like, think about it, right? Like, the United States of America, we are the largest spender in military. You
Mm-hmm.
can take the United States out of the equation, and then take the top nine top countries that spend the most amount of money.
Mm-hmm.
We still make them look like a tic tac,
Oh yeah.
and that's including Russia and China and India.
Mm-hmm.
God bless the USA. Fuck taxes. Anyways, uh, yeah, no,
Say,
it's quite insane.
hmm?
It's
Yeah.
quite insane.
There's so much to just be handled for sure. That's why I was like, I didn't even hear about these stuff going around back. NATO, I expected, but more France, I didn't even expect. But then actually, I'm not surprised of their situation too, because they have a huge history of like revolutions, I guess you can say.
Yeah, I mean, they created the saying "Viva la Revolution."
Yeah. Literally, that it's literally the quote of it. It's like every single time. I remember in a history book, it's like, oh, it's happened only like one time. And
No,
then later on, it's happened a lot more than just once.
yeah.
And I was like, oh, well, France has its
Imagine if that
weird.
shit was to happen in America.
Dude, America would be like all over the place at this point.
Bud Light would be burned down.
Eh, maybe.
No, if there's a massive revolution going on in America, I shit you not, there's gonna be people burning down Bud Light factories.
I'll get you a whole guarantee they'll burn up every factory too, but Bud Light would probably be first.
I mean, I can't. No, they. I don't think they would burn down every. Like we got I beams. gun
Mm-hmm.
factories, shit like that. I think they would just like target companies they absolutely hate.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, like the people who are doing this, they don't give a shit about the revolution. They're like, fuck Bud Light. And then everyone's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? We're taking over the government. You're taking over Bud Light. No, I'm not taking over Bud Light. I'm just crippling them so they can't come back.
You got people that think logical, yeah, and then other people who are just illogical.
Right?
And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna punch a wall and see how this goes. I'm like, and then the other people's like, dude, we're just gonna go to the main source of our issue. Why the fuck are you hitting a wall?
Well, see, here in America, our walls are soft. You can easily put a hole in them. In
You
Europe,
could
their
put it.
walls are hard. You
Oh yeah.
fucking hand. I wonder if they can stop a bullet.
Yeah, probably. Maybe. Maybe not.
Well, I mean, like that's the thing. Like harder walls or like harder material, bullets can go through easier. You get a bag of sand, 5.56 or 2.23 can't go through it.
Mm-hmm.
9 mil can't go through,
Mm-hmm.
but it could go through, 2x4.
True.
Weird. I don't. Sorry, I wandered. Sorry. Anyways,
It's all good. It's all good. But yeah, I get you. Just having the hassle of like what's going on behind the scenes with France and NATO and Russia. You
yeah,
can see a lot of conflict. And to great honestly, since the United States is not known to be a good person, and we know we're not good, we're worse.
Canada's worse than us,
Yeah,
but they seem nicer.
yeah. But yeah, the fact that we have to be cautious and what we lend to is pretty bad in its own.
Yeah, because I mean, like, think about it, right? If aliens are real and the
Mm-hmm.
governments have been like, getting the technology from the aliens, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say it would make sense they don't want to send in, their advanced fighters, like the F-22.
Mm-hmm.
It would make sense.
Of course, anything that causes a huge destruction or change the whole game about how you fight in the field can mean a lot.
Yeah.
Just one is enough if you can plan it right.
You know the company Boeing,
No.
like the airplane Boeing, yeah,
Okay, maybe. Yeah.
yeah. They made the gun for the A-10 Warthog. They didn't
Damn.
make the plane. They made the gun, and they're an airplane company. You know the
It,
Boeing 737 or something like that?
hmm.
Like those airplanes? Yeah, they built the fucking gun for the A-10 Warthog.
Damn.
So here's my question. If Helen technology is real and we're not willing to give Ukraine the fucking technological support that they need, you know,
Hmm.
either the US enters the war, NATO enters the war, which is also the US, etc.
Hmm.
Like there's so many different things to, come into play and circumvent all this stuff. Because like with France burning down, we lose their military.
Hmm.
And like with all that being said, their military is like trying to seize control of France. I shit you not. There's like 3,200, troops or more in
Hmm.
France right now, trying to retake France. Like,
the
oh
yeah, it's also a thing when it comes to corruption too. How far can it get? And it comes to us too. How far can we get when we reach the same thing as France? Like,
easy.
where's the stepping stone?
We all die.
Oh yeah.
You know why?
Mm.
Because we're more violent than the French.
Oh yeah, we are. Heavily we are, because the way we have the stuff we have is already a little long, can annihilate anyone.
Yeah. So if a revolution was to happen here in America, one of three things are going to play out.
Mm-hmm.
One, either entire states are going to become their own sovereign nation.
Mm-hmm.
Two, a large I can't say that word. It starts with a G, ends with side.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
On our people, the American people.
Mm-hmm.
Or we successfully took over the government and then we rebuilt the nation for a worse thing, and then we slightly make it better and make it worse at the same time. We might lose certain constitutional rights, like the 17th Amendment. Like,
Of course.
it's all depending upon if, who gets into the office. Now, cool little fun thing here.
Mm.
Uh, I don't really know France's voting policy. I don't know if they have parties for president. I don't know. But here in
Mm-hmm.
America, we have a couple parties, but the two popular are Republicans and Democrats.
Mm-hmm.
So out of either one of those parties, who do you think invented the KKK?
I think it started with Democrats, if I remembered.
So with this being said, uh, who do you think supports? I can't say the word. It starts with an S, ends with Avery.
Mm, I getcha.
Yeah, which party made that? Like supports that?
Democrats.
Yeah, you're right on both of them.
Yeah, because I've known that from history that this is also a thing too that can come in fruition too, is the fact that even though Democrats had a history with that issue, right? It's kind of changed now that instead of Democrats, now it's Republicans. But it's like reversed its roles for some reason because Republicans used to be the moral and ethical way, and now it's come to the point where, like, here now today, they're not more unethical than they used to be, which is kind of confusing in my own way. Like, I don't know if it's because of their radical, group, as well as, Democrats have their own radical group too.
Of course.
Yeah. So it makes it conflicting, but I feel like it's going to be reversed this time. Because if Democrats did it, what is the likely chances that Republicans are going to do it too?
That's the thing they already have.
Yeah.
So here's the crazy thing about it. Both
Mm.
parties have become for the worse.
Yeah.
So uh, and this is very controversial because not all of the politicians are completely bad. Okay, not all of them.
Mm.
Okay, don't even get me wrong on that. Like, there's some that are really good. There's ones that get away with a fuckload of bad shit.
Oh, yeah. I've seen already a long list already coming out.
Yeah, but the thing about it is that there are some good ones, and they do want the best for the people. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I saw one from Texas, and he partnered with a guy from Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
Those two guys, they want the best for the nation, and they were like ripping apart, the entire house. But um, a lot of the stuff that happens within our government will reflect on the rest of the world.
Mm-hmm.
We could support France in their riot and, you know, topple their government, or we could support the government and topple the riot.
Mm-hmm.
Either which way we make money,
Oh, yeah.
no matter which way. The only thing is that it will take time. And in that immediate time, in a short time, we lose money. If we support the government, we will still lose money in the short time because they will have to rebuild, restructure, and they're going to ask us for money.
Oh, yeah.
If we support the people and topple the government, it's going to take a shitload of time because they have to rebuild their government, rebuild their democracy, all of that, their foundations, get payrolls going, doing all that. They have to rebuild from basically scratch.
Mm-hmm.
And they're also going to ask us for money.
Oh, yeah.
So, what's the
So
best option for us to do?
that's kind of conflicting, honestly.
No,
What would you?
this is what we're going to do. It doesn't
Mm.
matter what your fucking morals are. This is what we're going to do.
That's what I'm saying. It's conflicting. I can't give you an answer on that one.
Yeah, like, it doesn't matter which way your morals are. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
because this is what the government chose to do.
Mm.
We're gonna let it burn, burn, burn.
So basically, utterly chaos.
Let them find out. Let them
Yeah,
solve their problem.
pretty much. I think that makes sense.
we're still gonna make money, just not in the
Yeah.
short term. We're still gonna make money, and they're not gonna ask us for money. Oh,
Oh, yeah.
bing, bang, and boom.
Yeah, it makes sense though. Honestly, chaos kind of has to happen in some certain extent to remove the issues at hand, but which is pretty sad in its own.
And that's why I hell Satan. I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm entirely joking. I just know you're a Catholic. I'm just fucking around.
How dare you? Not just kidding.
I play Doom
I,
Eternal. I'm on your side.
I played Monopoly. I know what it means to sin with finances.
And I know what it means to make people bankrupt, and I still don't give a fuck. No.
That's why I'm never invited to the family party.
That and you shit in the shroom cake, man.
uh, it's crazy.
I just say words sometimes. I don't even know what the fuck a shroom cake is. Like, I just
Uh,
said words. I thought of mushrooms because I crave mushrooms right now, and then I thought of cake because, like, you can easily shit in a cake and hide it, but you can't. Okay, I'm done. I gotta use the restroom. I'll be back. Going up,
Okay.
talking about whatever. I don't give a shit.
All right. Well, I gotta think of it for some reason. If you're adding, okay, now I think about it, a shroom cake.
No,
Honestly,
I'll
there
give
could,
you an idea. Uh,
huh?
you can talk about China, Ocean Gate, the Titanic submersible.
I'll say the Titanic part. That one is actually more poor at.
Yeah, but I just want to say this real fast. I
Huh.
find it funny how China has a bigger naval system than us,
Mm-hmm.
and their ships are so outdated. It's safer to be on Ocean Gate.
Damn, pretty bad. But all right, Ocean Gate. Dang, that's a lot of things when it comes to Ocean Gate. That thing had like a lot of issues at hand, including safety inspectors literally, literally telling the actual person, I think the most billionaire person, I guess you can say, who had owned the submarine, that it was not even it was not even safety proof. As far as we know, it was dangerous in its own part. And little behold, they decided to go. And it's crazy how like a lot of people back a while back were saying that they're still in the ocean, just to find out later on that the submarine imploded, which is pretty sad. But it's like, god damn. But it took a while, as far as they know. But it's crazy how also that intentionally they actually they're using was it a Logitech remote? No, a Logitech, yeah, remote, an old one, an old one that people would never expect. And I get you, some militaries use controllers as part of the actual, like, certain devices, like, certain machines out there just to like roam without a person sighted to begin with, just for safety issues. But it's crazy how one billionaire just bought just a big crappy controller that only used for game, that he could have invested a little bit more on a better quality controller, honestly.
Have you seen the video on how he said all of our products are extremely well reversed or something like that, and then lightly
Yeah.
tosses the controller?
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, bruh, that controller is old as fuck. And I'm like, bruh,
Yeah.
it's like, why? Like, why would you invest in a controller that's so old and ancient that you can just invest on a controller that actually has a long lifespan of a battery, has a lot more qualities to give?
Fuck the
If,
battery, make it wired. You ever be
yeah,
playing video games and then it's like, oh, out of battery.
yeah.
Imagine
Honestly,
that it being your lifeline.
yeah, it's like, imagine, honestly, a wired controller would be more safer, but a wireless one with just a battery, nah, man. You have only
Just a
8 hours.
steering wheel and pedals and a console.
Yeah. Dude, a controller battery, dude, like, just let alone, it won't even last 3 hours, and you have to switch that stuff like back and forth.
Oh yeah, and how long is the trip down? 12 hours?
It's 12 hours, but supposedly what they reported a while back, like their first issue before it imploded, right? Like this was like their testing. Like they took some people. It only took 8 hours for it to stop, and then of course they had to call for help, and they came back for it came back after that. And I was thinking, dude, can you
How many
imagine the
batteries did you
battery?
have on the shelf?
Huh?
Did you see any storage?
I don't think I saw any storage, so that's also another thing that they didn't take in consideration.
So where's the extra batteries?
I don't know. That's probably where they assume like, oh, we'll be fine. I was like, bruh,
They shit in a bucket.
yeah,
The batteries must be
gonna
underneath the bucket.
maybe, maybe there is, but I hated it. I hated the fact that like there was nothing safe with that submarine.
Yeah.
There were so many issues, and I had like a topic with my own sister about that, and
You have
saying,
a
well, it
sister?
was yeah, I have a sister, half sister though.
Huh.
Yeah, she's older than me.
For some reason, I only thought you had brothers.
No, technically a half brother too.
But you only have one
Oh
brother? I thought you had like four.
no,
Oh, what the?
no, I have. I think maybe just a half sister, but I don't know if the brother is kind of considered whether or not the same blood relation. But technically, it's her brother, so I'm not going to question it. And more than likely, it's just her.
I'm sorry. I
So,
I want to say this real fast.
mm,
If I was like filthy fucking rich, like let's say Mr. Beast or Danny Duncan rich, right?
mm-hmm,
I would try to bribe you to do something. I would pay you like 100,000 or like $1 million or something like that, right? Like
mm-hmm,
I would like try and bribe you a ridiculous amount of money just for you to pull a prank.
mm-hmm,
So like when your half brother's like walking in, right? Like
mm-hmm.
have you like stuck in the dryer and just like step bro, help, I'm stuck. Just record that, send that to me. Not for YouTube or anything. That's just my own personal enjoyment because it would be funny as hell, you know?
Yeah,
I'm an only child, okay? I love to pull pranks, but I have no one to pull pranks onto, okay?
it's all right. Technically, I am an only child, but I didn't. When my father told me about my half sister, I was like, oh, so, so technically I am. Technically, I'm not.
Yeah, but you see what I'm saying though. Like I would love
Yeah.
to do random shit like that.
Yeah.
Anyways, Ocean Gate.
Yes, Ocean Gate. Back to the topic on that. Um, yeah, it's all fucked around on that one, to be honest. Let alone it was not even like saved. There was too many inspectors, not just one. There were multiple inspectors that actually legitimately declared it as danger hazard. And what did the billionaire do? Fired them. Did not care. So he let it slide. He kind of like I don't know how he got through, but I'm pretty sure he had to bribe someone to see if it's still safety. You know, safety compatible to go down there? You
Okay.
there?
Yeah, I googled some information.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Ocean Gate raised $18 million to build a bigger submersible fleet.
For real?
The cost for okay, the cost is $75,000. A team of three. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. Um, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Because
When
Ocean
you're
Gate
kind
even charges $250,000 to go on the trip. They charge
mm-hmm.
$250,000. The sub cost 75,000,
Mm-hmm.
and they raised 18 million.
Damn.
This is the biggest pyramid scheme I've ever heard of.
Oh yeah, it's a 100% a pyramid scheme.
Oh shit, we
That's what's
shouldn't have said that. That we could get in trouble by YouTube. They don't like those words.
well. Hypothetically, not real true facts, but
No, YouTube just doesn't like anything to do with money. Oh wait,
damn.
no, sorry. I'm thinking of Twitch. Suck. Fuck. Yeah, I was thinking of Twitch. My bad. We can say pyramid schemes. I was thinking Twitch.
Ah,
We can.
well,
Yeah.
I
Fuck.
didn't even know that was part of the rule on Twitch.
It's their new branded content.
I gotta look on the terms of service, I guess.
It's not in terms of service. It's literally under branded content.
Damn.
Yeah. So like branded content, prohibited branded content categories. Um, wait, no, that's yeah. Wait, prohibited. Yes, that's a word. Uh, hateful products or services, illegal products or services, risky gambling products, unauthorized sharing of private information, spam, scams, and other malicious conduct. So
Uh,
that's like such as hacking, phishing, or malware services or services that disrupt Twitch services, including view botting, fake account creation, or selling Twitch accounts.
mhm.
Uh, Additionally, weapons, adult-oriented products or services, tobacco, and tobacco-related products, certain financial products and services such as uh, Intel coin offerings, ICOs, multi-level marketing, and get-rich-quick schemes, and payday loans. I'm still not done. Medical facilities and products. Yeah, that's banned. Uh, Political content, cannabis-related products. Something that is semi-allowed is alcohol, but it's limited. That it needs to be marked as mature content.
Yeah, makes
I'm
sense. Oh
sorry,
yeah,
but
they're
it was a mature website.
yeah. That's what makes it crazy. Like they're trying to make it into a mature website, even though it's not. And then sometimes, when they're trying to, they realize, oh, let's make it half and half. I'm like, well, where's the other half? Seems like you're kind of referring to mature content, but you guys are removing the mature content. Can you all like make up your mind what it Twitch is? To be honest,
They're removing the mature content. Wait, Amaranth is banned?
oh, they banned her already.
No, I'm asking you.
Oh no, they haven't even banned her at all.
Yeah, guess what? She's advertising a new panel from the last time I showed you.
Hmm.
It's a
I'm not.
gambling panel.
I'm not surprised,
It's
honestly, at this point.
poker face. Sorry. Anyways,
Yeah, yeah, but yeah, Twitch is very controversial on its side. To be honest, it's like, bruh, you say all this stuff and yet you still break the rules.
yep.
Like you let other people slide.
Yeah, and I mean, like, you know how easy it would be for them to just update their policy saying like you cannot have anything like uh of the pornographic nature, not only
Mm-hmm.
like in your panels but in your content.
Mm-hmm.
Just by saying that particular phrase right there, Amram's links are a no-go because in the link or panel is a link tree, and
Mm-hmm.
that leads to advertising sites for,
Yeah.
those type of measures. Even if
Mm-hmm.
you did another link tree in that link tree, it still would count that it would be bad.
Oh yeah.
And guess what? Amaranth fucked over Twitch anyways. She got like what, a $50 million contract with Kick?
Oh yeah. I've heard about that. It's like Kick actually is making a lot of good moves because since Twitch is kind of like effing everybody over, they're taking in all the bigger content creators,
It's
including
not
Amaranth.
fucking everyone over.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking over Twitch.
Yeah, it's fucking over Twitch.
It's not fucking over the people, and it's not
Well,
fucking over Amazon.
mm,
It is paying for the same services that Twitch gets from Amazon,
mm-hmm.
their server hoster,
Mm-hmm.
and Kick is completely and utterly demolishing Twitch because these non-exclusive contracts
Mm-hmm.
makes it so that like content creators can be signed and then their main platform is that platform, but then they can be on like making YouTube videos, streaming on TikTok, etc., shit like that.
Yeah, I like the new move that Kick actually puts in. To be honest,
Yeah.
those categories are actually worth it, and the fact that you're letting other people multi-platform, that has been the main thing that people have been screaming off the lungs since the beginning,
Yep.
is a good category. And knowing they're gonna try to apply like the $16 an hour later on is
Yeah.
pretty interesting. And I was like, dude, a lot of people are gonna go into this site. The more, the merrier. And the $16 is a lot to a lot of people.
But it's limited. You have to have like a certain amount of viewers, per hour, etc. Shit like that.
Yeah, and it motivates people at least to grind for that. To be
Yes.
honest.
But like here's another thing I never understood with the mentality of this shit. It's
Mm,
not about a grind to get to that level.
no.
It's about the fact that you make decent enough content to hold someone's attention and make it so
Mm-hmm.
that this way people will be actually able to not only enjoy your content but feel like a one-on-one with you. Like
Mm-hmm.
and I'm watching both of our fucking streams right now,
Mm-hmm.
and like I shit you not, I'm watching both of our chats.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why is because this way when we are talking, we don't need to talk to them, but we can acknowledge them by like saying your name, saying, "Hey, this person has a good point," etc. Shit like that. If they're not retaining to the current topic, then we just don't read the message, but we'll type out something to them.
Yeah.
So like, it's about the amount of content, the quality of the content, and the community. It isn't about like, okay, I put in 40,000 hours on the Twitch and I have 3 followers.
Oh yeah. Sometimes you need to put in a lot more than just numbers too. It's just
Yeah.
yeah.
Because
You
you
got to put in.
if you don't rewatch your fucking streams, your audio might be fucked. Your visuals might be fucked. You might be
Oh yeah.
as hell. Wait a minute. Sorry, bad joke.
But yeah, I get you 100%. It's like you got to put in a lot of love to that stream too. You got to give it a good purpose.
Yeah, but you also have to have like the good quality. Like you have to have a start, the
Mm,
climax, and the end, and not blue ball someone unless you're making a multi-series of videos or things like that, etc. And like all this being said and done,
mhm,
that's why I think France is fucked.
mm.
Is
Oh,
everything
back to the topic on France, right?
Well, no, everything led up to France.
Ah,
Because think about it. The attention spans of people have like dramatically declined.
mm-hmm,
We got mass corruption. We got companies that are fucking over a shitload of people.
mm-hmm,
And a lot of the people that were within France enjoyed Twitch.
mm.
So
That's
now
pretty
they're
crazy.
making a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of
That is.
things are going into play. They lost a lot of money. They can't get
Mm-hmm.
money. They gone through a recession. They lost trust in their government. There's so much more to just dig into because we could talk about like another topic and it still feeds into France.
Mm-hmm.
Like that Ocean Gate shit.
Mm-hmm.
For little fun fact, Mr. Beast, he was actually supposed to be on that ship that imploded.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. I was like, damn, that guy's like avoided like a actual death wish on his part.
Yeah. And he was actually close to going on it too.
Damn.
Yeah.
Man, if he went, there wouldn't be a Mr. Beast now today.
Yes. And then
That's
all we're
crazy.
left with is Chris and Chandler
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and Toby Maguire.
Mm-hmm.
But
Okay.
anyways, but uh, literally, like even just talking about that little side conversation still feeds into
Mm.
France in a larger aspect of it, because how many people are filthy rich in France who are getting out of France?
I really don't know.
All of them.
Damn. Because I'm guessing the rich is leaving.
Yeah, they already did. You know why?
Mm.
Because France is burning down, fucker. Like,
Oh yeah.
did you not hear about the lines?
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, you could be rich as fuck in a country that doesn't allow you to have guns. Guess what, motherfucker? Lying.
Yeah.
Thousands of protesters. Your $1 million mansion's on fire.
They can always build it back up.
They don't have to because they have millions of dollars in offshore accounts. They just have to
Yeah.
leave the country so this way that line doesn't come back and say, "Hey, that seems like a tasty steak with a fat little fuck on the side."
Yep. Ugh.
But like, think about that, right? Like, what if a French billionaire, went on Ocean Gate?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they
It's
would because they're not trying to risk their life. That's why they're leaving the country.
yep.
Why do I want to go see the Titanic?
Mm.
I don't want to see a giant squid.
Dude, I don't even want to go to a Titanic at that point because, dude, let alone the reason why the sea is so deep down there. Imagine the fact that you run into something you've never seen. You could see a kraken that you don't even know.
What, dude? Do you not believe in the Kraken?
Oh, the kraken's real. It's just I'm scared to see the sea because imagine the fact that you're someone's next meal. That's what gets me scared because the down. I know that almost like a large percent of people have not discovered anything. Well, a large percent of the world has not really fully discovered the ocean yet, like of other species or animals or species. My bad.
So this is the one that we have found,
Mm-hmm.
uh, like documented. There are bigger ones. We know this
Mm-hmm.
because of the scars that happen with sperm whales and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But there are bigger ones, and we just haven't been able to find them. Like, we know where they are, like their region. They're usually like, is it the Arctic? Like, which one of the fucking poles is just like a giant ice thing? It like, one of them is like
Mm,
no land, and then the other one has land. The one that doesn't have land, I can't think of the fucking name for it.
I can't even remember it.
Whatever. The one that doesn't have land, they like to be
Mm-hmm.
there because the ocean's so fucking deep. And at the same time, like, they have that giant shield above them. But
Mm-hmm.
the largest giant squid ever found was 43 feet, 13 meters.
Damn.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised, and it's square. It's scary because squids are like known to actually like be smart as well too. So you don't want to mess around with them.
They can also what's the fucking, I want to say shapeshift.
Oh yeah, they can change color. Like they can change not color, but they can change their skin. They can adapt to other areas and camouflage. That's the word, camouflage. They can camouflage to other areas and change. Like they can be invisible, and you would never notice.
Same with octopuses.
Yeah, they can mess you up.
Yeah. But
It's
like,
it's
that's where those scars come from with those sperm whales.
yeah.
Because I guarantee you that wasn't, a fucking gray white.
Nope.
The great whites will eat it when it's already dead.
True. Okay, it's 91% of ocean species that have not been classified. So there are 91% of species that we don't even know exist right now.
Yep.
So imagine the fact that you go near the Titanic and then you see one that you've never seen in your life.
Yep.
Either you're dead, you're gone, or something.
Or you're gonna have a fun time with a bunch of mermaids. Just saying.
Yeah, just like you say, you'll be under the sea.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you'd be in it too.
Yeah.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. You'll be
Okay.
under and in same time.
Yep. That's why I find it scary to be near the ocean because you don't even know what you're gonna expect.
The entrance to hell.
Oh yeah,
all the ocean
Dude,
water is just draining into it, and it's just like putting out the fire. No, I'm joking, but like
so,
the devil just on it. Fuck you, ocean! Like you're putting out my eternal flames.
dude, imagine you just trying to stab the ocean like Westgate. No, isn't that West? It's not Westgate. Adam West. It's like, screw you, ocean. I'm gonna take you out. He grabs a knife and tries to stab the ocean, and nothing happens.
Why won't you die? Ocean
Oh,
like forms like a hand, just like shoom. Ah, fuck. I'll fuck you up, man. Da, 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 da. No, sorry, we're stupid. How are you?
I feel like there's someone out there that did that, like with great honesty.
Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me of the warning labels I learned from the instructor. He's saying, "Hey, you want to know why there's warning labels for medications?" I'm like, "What?" Because there are a lot of stupid people that do stupid stuff with them. I'm like, "How?" He's like, "Well, if you see something that says, 'Oh, do not consume while you're drinking alcohol,' or 'Do not consume while drinking bleach,' yeah, it's likely that someone has done it, and it's not part of the label to be described."
Yep.
And I was like, "Oh, makes me sad to think that someone did that."
Well, I mean, like that's how the rules are made in Alice.
Yeah.
But I made them more blunt than anything else because like I'm not gonna put in the rules saying no dolphin porn.
Oh yeah.
That was an actual problem we actually had.
Huh. Didn't
Discord
even
down
know.
below in the descriptions. But anyways,
He was like, man, I was lost in action in that moment.
yeah,
I was like, what?
it was a legit problem we actually had.
Oh.
I fucking hate dolphins. That's the whole reason why the thing became a thing because I publicly said on Twitch, I fucking hate dolphins. I
Mm.
explained my reasons why, and then people uploaded a bunch of
Dude,
materials
dolphins?
of dolphins doing things.
Yeah. Dolphins are the most like they're smart. Don't get me wrong, but they can be very devious too. Like they can turn on you very quickly.
If you're pregnant and you get into the water with dolphins, they'll kill the baby.
Oh yeah. That's
So
how
that's just like a little legal loophole for any people who want to, abort. Uh, I'm just saying they didn't caught no, but I'm just saying look it up, find out. Look where the nearest what's the ocean thing? With the orcas,
I can't remember.
SeaWorld.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I was thinking SeaWorld too, but I don't know if that was kind of the correct answer.
I was thinking Ocean World, and I'm like that doesn't sound right. That's not catchy.
And
Like hepatitis.
SeaWorld. It's okay. SeaWorld, yeah. SeaWorld 100%. If you go there, yeah, more than likely you get your answer.
Yeah, ask the staff, ask around, maybe call first, but at the same time, yeah, maybe shoot them an email. Don't leave a paper trail about the other stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Like
uh,
dolphins are assholes. Like, dude, they beat up pufferfish to make the pufferfish spiky, so this way the dolphins get high.
oh, yeah.
Yeah, because of the neurotoxins.
I'm not surprised. Then most of the whole time, dolphins are known to be bullies too, because they bully their own kind. I remember specifically, like, if they don't like them, they just bully them to their death.
And they will assault humans in the
Oh, yeah.
in the manner of interspecies breeding.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes I've heard incidents where they actually would take the person underwater to do that, and they kind of trap them there.
Yep,
So it's basically like they gather a whole group and they do this as a team for some reason. I'm like, bro, that's brutal. I don't want to deal with that.
yep.
So they are bullies, 100%. They're smart, but they're bullies.
How'd that one song go? Uh, Baby, me and you are both mammals, so let's do it like the Discovery Channel.
Gosh, that's bad.
Are dolphins mammals? I think they are.
Technically, I think.
I don't know.
I think they are. I just can't remember, to be honest. Been a long time.
I fucking hate them.
Hmm.
No, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying like we should do something about it. I'm just saying like they're assholes or yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Dolphins are mammals.
That means they
100%.
have a prostate.
Yep.
Yeah. Imagine swimming in the ocean with a 9 foot one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna get a lot of drag.
God
Air-
damn.
Ooh, is that a plane? Is that a boat? No, that's dolphin man. He's dolphin halfway up. No,
uh, I can see why your frustration with dolphins are a thing, because there is a lot of scientific truths to that,
yeah,
and a lot of incidents, of course. That's always a common.
and they're also fucking stupid.
Depends.
No, they're fucking stupid. You could bribe the dolphins with fish and like, hey,
Hmm.
go to that warship as we strap this timed explosive onto you.
Mm.
They have fish.
Oh yeah, that part. Yeah, they sometimes they're logical and sometimes they're illogical.
They're smart, but they don't know how military grade explosives are.
Nope. It's weird because of animal. I guess some animals just can't comprehend the situation at hand, but it's weird.
No, animals can actually comprehend the situation on hand, and that's why it's like really weird.
Yeah, some could, some don't. But it's weird.
Like think about it like this, right?
Hmm.
All right, let's say ghosts are real, yeah.
Hmm.
If ghosts are real, they don't need to breathe air, right?
Yeah.
So like the Titanic. See where I'm
Hmm.
going with this?
Hmm.
Can the fish see the ghosts as well?
It's possible.
Because
If
apparently dogs, cats, horses, other things can all see the ghosts. Apparently even people, but
oh yeah,
people.
it depends. It's also like I think this was a term that was meant. This was under a philosophy book. I can't describe it specifically where it was at, but nature tends to be close to spirituality. Like they know, like they're close to spirituality where they can see ghosts and they're connected with it. There's just some, and well, a lot of animals that have that ability. Compared to humans, it's like a 50-50. So it depends of how well you are intertwined with nature itself. That's the main part, nature.
But like imagine being like a medium, right? Like a person
Yeah.
who could see ghosts and going to the Titanic and just seeing thousands of people.
Dude, that's scary. Imagine the fact that you could see ghosts and then you're just having the time of your life, your special time, you good time, right? You're in you're in the corn. You're like, "Oh yeah, I can't wait." Ghost looks at you like, "Oh,
But like let's say it's thousands of them. Like you're in the submersible from Ocean Gate going down and you're looking at the Titanic and you just see thousands of ghosts just staring at you and they're just like all point at once and they're like, take us.
oh my God, that's more scarier too."
Imagine if just like 100 of them were like demons,
Yeah.
Like because like think about it, right? They
Hmm.
there's no sunlight penetration down there. None,
Hmm.
none at all. So wouldn't you go crazy if you spent eternal life down there?
Oh yeah, you would. There is a concept in the world. I mean, there is a concept in certain religions that state that if you're in the world, your spirit is still floating around. You're considered in the middle where neither God or the devil wants you. That is like your internal punishment, technically. But then there's other concepts of, you're stuck there because you have not, moved on because of the situation.
Or atoned, or there's still something left for you to do?
Yeah. So there are multiple reasons, but supposedly the main horrible punishment of all punishments is you being stuck to the world for neither God or the devil wants you. And that is the main punishment rather than limbo.
But see, like, here's the thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm very fascinated with like religion and like the afterlife and all this, and like, I'm genuinely curious because like there's so many different theories, so many different things. Like, like everyone believes that like there is like a god, right? That's
Mm-hmm.
just confirmed. Everyone believes there's a god, but everyone believes in a different god. But some people believes in God's son, and they
Mm-hmm.
acknowledge that it's God's son, and they believe in him and not God. They believe in the son. Like, it's fucking weird. And then there's other ones where they like there's a God that made Jesus.
Oh yeah.
And then there's one
There's
about a spaghetti monster.
oh, of course. That one is always gonna be the one that's always so funny in my heart. But it's not a surprise that's considered a god. There's also a situation that made a lot of people theorized, but it's not really factual. Like this is like in the philosophy department way back then, where the possibility of a god is what is to say that our concept of God can be a true reality in this world if we choose to believe in it. And let's just say if we choose to not believe in the God that was given, what is to say that that God even exists at all? Like, are we truly the people that make God exist as well too?
But like, here's where another theory comes into play:
Mm-hmm.
the ghosts. There is a
Yeah.
theory about the ghost saying that if you believe and perceive that there is a ghost, if you imagine what the ghosts look like, etc., shit like that, if you can like imagine the ghost in reality,
Mm-hmm.
right? And this is like a scary ass theory here because if that's possible, then we could have created God, and God could just be a fucking ghost that just
Oh
means
yeah.
people.
Oh yeah, and that's a possibility. And there's those like weird stories I used to remember from other religions, including the Catholicism as well too.
I thought you were gonna
Is that it?
Quran for a second. I was gonna be like, motherfucker, what?
Huh?
I thought you were gonna say the Quran for a second. I'm like, motherfucker, what?
No, not that. No, Catholicism. That's the hardest word to say, or Catholic, in short. Catholicism is actually the term. But apparently, there's a story where it states that if you believe in a ghost, right, or believe in the devil or evil, and it comes into your mind so much that you can create a portal to have the devil come into your own home. But then there's another possibility if you do believe in it, you could have created also another demon to this world too.
Yep.
So any thought of evil can be a possibility.
And that's why I only think of big titty golf girls.
Yep. But it's crazy. That's the main theories behind those concepts. But it's like, goddamn, I was like, now I don't even want to think about that.
Yeah, but you see what I'm saying, though, right?
Yeah.
Like,
And
it's
it's great.
a concept because, like, if you can imagine something like that and have it become a reality,
Mm-hmm.
then that there's something larger on foot here. But here's what I personally believe, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you could create something with your imagination like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
What else can we do?
Oh, the possibilities are there, but it's just a matter of what is the potential?
But the limitations are set upon us, and we are the ones who limit ourselves. Like, the average
Mm-hmm.
person utilizing their brain capacity is like
Mm-hmm.
7%, right?
Oh, yeah.
The more intelligent people, like the highest was like 17% or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, imagine if we had 90% of our brain capacity and
Oh, yeah.
manifest, demons, poltergeists, fucking mares, for ghosts, Casper, you know, big titty golf girls into reality. That would be like next level generation shit.
Yeah, but it's also crazy and dangerous too, because imagine the fact that we can use that potential and an accidental potential can happen too.
Yes.
So so imagine the destruction of the world, but accidental, like just by one person's, ideals that gave to that person can be a possibility.
It would say France.
Technically.
Technically, no. You could just like, I wish this fire was gone.
Oh yeah, you can think about it and it could say France for sure, 100%.
Yeah.
And that makes that another possibility. If you think about destruction and someone thinks about peace, what happens between that middle? Like, does it just negate itself in both ways? Where it's like, oh, I want peace, and it's like, I want destruction. So that goes away, and that goes away. And then it was like, oh, I want a piece of pizza. And it's like, I don't want you to have a piece of pizza. And it just disappears. Or it's like, what happens if like those two were to counteract with each other?
I'll tell you,
Hmm.
Little Caesars would get out of business because everyone would just manifest their pizza.
Oh yeah. World hunger would have been gone a long time ago.
Yeah. Dude, if I
I,
was filthy fucking rich, you know what I
mm-hmm.
would do? In my town, I'd open up a Little Caesars.
Oh no, you probably will.
Yeah. I'd also open up a Papa Murphy's. You know why?
Mm.
Because Papa Murphy takes food stamps and Little Caesars is already cheap as fuck. And
Oh yeah.
thing, people are fat and fucking lazy.
Mm.
I mean, like, come on, you'll watch, like, if you watch satellite imagery of my house and shit, you could literally
Mm-hmm.
just see me outside, like, chopping trees or fucking digging holes. And you're like, why is Aries digging that hole? And then you see me throwing trees in it, and you're like, oh, he's planting trees. And then you see me with a gas can and matches. Like, and it's just like, what the fuck is he? And then you just see, like, a massive bonfire, and then neighbors calling the cops and shit. And I'm just like, hi. It's like, 7 times this week? Yeah. like,
Of course.
like you see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, the possibility is there. That's what makes it crazy. I
yes,
know this is a different subject, everyone, but it kind of like makes you just think about that. These little things when you think about it.
yeah, especially like
And
the pyramids, right? Like, all right, like hear me out.
mm-hmm,
Like, if we could like manifest shit with our mind, right?
mm-hmm,
If we were more intelligent, it would make more sense how the pyramids would have been built.
mm-hmm,
Because here's the thing: since the pyramids were built, the last, tallest, and most secure building ever built was in France.
mm-hmm,
Everyone knows it. It has four
mm-hmm,
legs and one point.
mm-hmm.
Benjamin's no, the Eiffel Tower. But but like that's the thing, right? Like France is just like filled with all this fucking culture and all this other bullshit. And like we went from a primitive to an advanced civilization to a more primitive and then became advanced, but still
Mm-hmm.
primitive.
I think it's like, yeah, it's in a way when you think about it, back then it was more advanced than us, and we went back to primitive, and then we're kind of slowing, gradually going back to advanced, but not really.
Oh, we're speeding up, motherfucker. Like, holy
Oh
shit.
yeah,
Like, from
it's
going
kind.
from like steel swords to nuclear weapons is like
Oh
faster
yeah,
than fucking bronze swords to steel swords.
yeah, but it makes you think what type of brand or like what type of advance did we have as well too. It's like back then, imagine the fact that there, if we were to put like a night, if our like brains were able to reach on 90%, right? Imagine the fact that they can manipulate time and space as well too.
Or matter.
Yeah, and matter. And it would make sense for the pyramids too. It was like all that stuff that was happening, people were able to reach based on that potential. And then when that was lost and we're gradually going there, is it's kind of weird that the possibility is taking a different turn. And I wonder how many turns has it been, like to see many different ways how life is perceived.
But here's another thing to take into consideration, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is the only actual way I could think about how they got those blocks up onto the pyramids.
Mm-hmm.
I think they had to build aquifers,
Mm,
but going up.
mm,
Because here's the deal. Uh, to drag an 80-ton block, a singular block that weighs 80 fucking tons.
mm-hmm.
How the fuck would you drag it up like a fucking 90-degree ramp?
Yeah.
It's not possible. Not even with our technology today.
No.
We couldn't like hook up like 1,000 fucking M1 Abrams and drag it up.
True.
Sorry, we can't. We just can't. You know,
Yeah.
like we built this fucking machine, largest in the world. I forget the name of it, for excavation.
Mm-hmm.
We can't even get tires on it. We have to make it walk.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, but like, think about that, right? Like that is some insane level type shit. But then when it comes down to this, they could have utilized like vibrations, like music, but
Mm-hmm.
like at a very high level to make it so that it manipulated the water and made the item float. And like this is actually like proven you can do this, but on the level they had to do it is unrealistic in any shape, way, or form.
Oh yeah, the possibility is there too.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what type of advance that? Hmm?
I'll be back. I gotta pee.
Hmm. It just makes you think of what type of advance is it, and then we are in a different category of advance. So it makes you think about like which ideals and what possibility were they able to use. And when you think about it, is it possible to recreate the same stuff now and today? But how do you say it? It's like, is it possible to recreate it, but in the way that they did it? And even then, if we were to recreate it, it would be something different than what they created. So, yeah, there can be similarities, but in different forms. And it makes you think, like, what is the originality of that creation as well, too? As far as when we can think about, I wonder how far the centuries are when it comes to that, too. I know we ain't the only humans that actually were more advanced in the last few years of the generations. There might have been a more advanced technology that we don't even know today. So there's too much, but it's crazy how the human mind in general, as well as the stuff that's already been provided in them, like right now, can break a lot of possibilities, including the real laws of nature. Even though nature should not be messed around with a lot, but it makes you think about that. Sorry, I had to burp. But when you think about it, a little bit more into it,
We're
when
all
you think
insane.
about, huh?
When you think about it, we're all insane.
Yeah, we're all insane. Literally, legitimately, we are. But it makes you think a little too much on what you asked for. But anything is possible, I guess you can say.
Yeah. But like the magnitude of everything is an unrealistic form and concept. You know, they just recently found another human species.
I'm not surprised, and
No,
that would
another
probably.
one. Not like an ancestor of us, a different kind.
Hmm.
Like they're kind
Like,
of related to us. They're not like from us.
I'm not surprised. That's the thing too. A different and ancestral, or not even our ancestors, but like a different species, closely related to us, but not really.
Yeah, it's closely related, kind of, but like not related. Like
Hmm.
they don't even have a skeleton of it.
Damn.
You know what they got?
Mm.
A pinky bone.
What is it?
A pinky bone. You
That's
know your
weird.
fucking pinky?
Yeah.
Imagine getting that and like losing that, and then like 10,000, 30,000 years later, something like that. It's just like, hey, we discovered a new species off a singular bone.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's just recently happened. Yeah,
That's also a thing that makes you think like how old is this world when you think about it? Like they say supposedly was it billions of years ago? How how the world is?
so
They say what's
that's the thing. Everything is a lie,
yeah, it's 4.5 billion years old, supposedly.
supposedly. But check this out.
Mm-hmm.
Roughly like 32,000 years ago, something like that. Somewhere in that time frame. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
the Sahara was a rainforest. And there's proof
Mm-hmm.
of this actually. Look at the
Mm-hmm.
Sphinx, right? You know the giant cat thing with a human head? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know how they excavated around it, and then there's like these line marks going along the side of the base of it, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like it's just straight up erosion, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
That's water damage.
Damn.
How often does it rain in Egypt?
Not really as much.
I never heard of it raining in Egypt.
Nah.
That's how often it rains in Egypt. I never heard of it.
Mm-hmm.
How did they have that significant amount of water damage? And it's not like
Mm-hmm.
flood lines, okay? It's like, carving.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like when it rains and the water like runs down your cheek and it'll like go around the cheek. That's what it's like.
Mm-hmm.
Look up the Sphinx and then look for like the base of it and look for those like water damage lines. You'll see what I'm talking about. You can see
Yeah.
this like even rock buildings.
Mm-hmm.
Like modern day rock buildings. The thing is that that level and magnitude of water damage there means that it had to been in the rainforest, and the last time it was a rainforest was about the same range of like 32,000 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
33. It's either one of the fucking two. Okay, I could be wrong on the age. It doesn't matter. It's really fucking old. Here's the
Mm-hmm.
deal. In the Sahara, going from the Eye of Africa or the Sahara, whatever the fuck you want to call it, it has like 17 different names. Go from that to Egypt. You'll run
Mm-hmm.
into multiple civilizations along the way, multiple mass grave sites, everything.
Mm-hmm.
And the closer you get to Egypt, the youngest or earliest civilizations are found.
Mm-hmm.
The older is closer to the Eye of Egypt, or sorry, the Eye of Africa. You know what that tells me?
Mm-hmm.
They're removing.
Mm-hmm.
Going from the Eye of Africa to Egypt, there are multiple civilizations going to Egypt, and every one that goes closer to Egypt is younger than the one behind it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not just like, oh, it's younger just by like 100 years. No, it's like thousands of years of difference.
Mm-hmm.
But we can't even excavate them
Yeah.
because we can't get to them like reliably. Like you go out there, you have enough stuff to stay out there for like maybe 2 3 days,
Mm-hmm.
maybe.
Damn.
So like it's kind of like a death sentence. And besides, you can't even like navigate out there, so you can't even like build a fucking road.
Mm-hmm. When you think about it, there's so many parts of the world that we haven't discovered that makes it very impossible right now.
Yeah,
But if you were to look around for it or have the possibility of the supplies and stuff that's needed, you can discover quite a lot.
yeah.
The thing is, it's just very conflicting and difficult. That's why it makes it very hard. Like, as far as I know, we don't even know how far it goes.
And I mean,
We
like,
the on.
it's like Wagner's in Africa, and people in Africa love Wagner.
Mhm.
And I don't mean the pizza dough. Okay,
I-
it's very weird.
mhm.
Like, I you know how everyone here in the States hates Blackwater,
Yeah.
the PMC company.
Mhm.
Wagner is Blackwater.
Mm.
I don't mean literally. I mean like how our president utilizes Blackwater, the Russian president uses Wagner.
Mm.
Similarities are there. I think the Russians took it from our playbook with
Oh yeah.
Afghanistan, Iraq, Iran, Yemen.
Well, everything is kind of quite borrowed from each state. I mean, each country. My bad. So
Yeah,
it's kind of like it's weird. It's like one grabs a book from each other, and the other one like it's kind of like sharing, but in the most horrific way.
yeah, like how Australia is building nuclear submarines for France,
Yep.
and their nation is still on fire. It makes no sense. I'm sorry, it makes no fucking sense.
Mm-hmm. Things just get very conflicting on that one too.
I want to place an order for like 12 nuclear submarines. Isn't your country on fire? Yeah, but it'll be dealt with. That's why we need submarines. Why do you need submarines to transport the water? You live on a coastline. So
Oh yeah.
I'm making a story here.
But I think oh, it's already been an hour and 30 minutes. We've been quite good conversation, that's for sure.
Yeah, so we ran into a slight problem. We are out
Uh,
of time. We're over time. I
yep.
hope you guys did enjoy. Uh,
Yep.
Everyone, please, thank you for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed it. Please
Yep.
stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy, and stay you. And we'll see you guys in the next one. So please have a good one and peace.
Peace. Peace, everyone.
We're going to hell, aren't we?
Maybe we are.
Well, we'll find out in the next episode.
And Dragon Ball Z.
Stay tuned. We will have a special prize and a guest speaker at the end.
We got Satan. Hello, everybody.
Spread the word. The word of the
The word.
bird. The word of the bird. Bird, bird, bird.
Oh, that'd be.
About the word.
I could imagine the situation at hand on that one.
I want to do that now. Like get a stadium, get a bunch of people, and like hell Satan, and then like have them come on the stage. I'm here to spread the word about the bird.
Oh, God.
It'd be funny as hell.
For real.